don't need a high-end designer or a lot of money to get a luxe look. Be your own interior designer.
This is Affordable Interior Design, the podcast.
Here's your host, Betsy Helmuth.
The next question comes from Ashley. Ashley is writing us from Charlotte, North Carolina, and she says, Betsy, in one of your podcasts, you talk about liking printed sheets for kids' rooms. Where do you recommend buying printed sheets for kids? I'm looking for crib sheets and queen sheets for a nursery and my kids' rooms. Thank you, Ashley. All right. I used to only like white sheets for adults and only like printed sheets for kids. But sometimes I like to do something more interesting. So in my old age, after picking out so many white sheet sets for so many clients, I'm really loving pattern play in my own life. So I've been picking sheets that have chevrons. I've been picking sheets from West Elm that have interesting graphic patterns. I have been loving the mix. And I also like that when I change my sheets, I get a new vibe. It's just a really easy way to feel somewhat differently about my bedroom on the regular, like to get a mini transformation every couple of weeks when I change my sheets out. So I have softened, and now I don't just like printed sheets for kids' rooms. Now I love printed sheets for adults' rooms as well, and most especially my room. So while oftentimes I'll still go for that basic white sheet set for my clients just because it's so versatile and you don't have to worry about what you're mixing it with. For myself personally, I have 3 different sets of printed sheets, and I just love them. It always feels like a little surprise because I don't actually do the laundry in my house. My husband does the laundry. And it always feels like a little surprise when I walk into my bedroom on laundry day and I see the print that he's picked. I love it. The only problem with him picking the print, or really prints in general that aren't all the same, is that sometimes we get different pillowcases that have different patterns than the sheets. And that starts to become a little bit too much. It gives me some agita, makes me angsty. But if you wanted to not get angsty about that, the key when mixing patterns is to make sure that each one is a different scale. So if I had a very small chevron sheet set and I wanted another sheet set, I might do like a large floral. And then if I wanted that third sheet set, and if I didn't want to worry about them mixing, I would choose maybe a medium check. That way I have all different scales of patterns on my different sheet sets. So if I did wind up having pillows that were the check and having sheets that were the floral, because they're a different scale, they would work seamlessly together as long as they share the color palette with the inspiration piece. So as long as they all refer back to that inspiration piece, whatever it is, be it the artwork, the rug, or the drapes, then everything is going to have a wonderful vibe. I made the mistake of buying 3 sheet sets that all had a small print. So that's why it gets a little dizzying when it's not homogeneous. In terms of your question, Ashley, I love Pottery Barn Kids and Pottery Barn Teen. I use them all the time for my own kids. And sometimes I even buy stuff for myself there. The sheet set that I used to have in my office. Do you hear the tear? Now it's covered in poop water and it might be irretrievable. Was from Pottery Barn Teen, and it looks so sophisticated and yet so fun and vibrant. I also love Crate Kids. So Crate and Barrel got rid of their Land of Nod division and instead relabeled it as Crate Kids. And I love their sheet sets and I use them all the time. I also like the company store for bedding. They do impeccable bedding. I also really love their lamps, but that's a tangent. And Target has great kid sheet sets if you're not wanting to break the bank but want to play with a variety of patterns. All of those places are my favorite places for kids' sheet sets. A big thank you to our amazing producer, Katherine Heller.
to Aton and the MVCR House Band, and to Affordable Interior Design, the sponsor of this podcast and the premier place to get an amazing look on a budget. Check out affordableinteriordesign.com. If you guys love the show, the very best way to support us is by spreading the word. Tell your friends or write us an awesome review on iTunes. So until next week, guys, thanks so much for joining us, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.